Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Moro. I'd like to share my story with you. I was 11 years old when I had an accident. I got burnt most of my face. My parents had a lady housekeeper working in the home, and she was scared to light the stove, and she sent me to light the stove. I was a very obedient child. And I thought, she's an adult and she asked me to do something, even though it was dangerous and I shouldn't have touched the stove. But anyway, I obeyed her and she was scared to light the stove. Imagine sending an 11-year-old to light the stove. Anyway, I went to light the stove, and this stove is like a gas stove, but it operates with kerosene, like you have to light the pilot with stuff called mentholated spirit. This stuff is used in a lab, like in the bouncing burner in a lab. I don't know if they still do that, but anyhow, this was what the stove used. And somehow I didn't know what I was doing. I was only 11 years old, and somehow I had the canister in my hand, a little can that you pour the mentholated spirit in, and somehow some fire was inside the stove, and I guess I didn't want to draw another match, so I pour the spirit. I don't know to this day, but the spirit splashed in my face, and the fire from inside the stove pulled the fire right onto my face. And oh my gosh, I closed my eyes tight. I started screaming, and wherever she was in the house, she came to the kitchen. She saw the fire on my face, and I'm here screaming with the fire closing my eyes. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, keep my eyes closed. Anyway, she saw the fire on my face and she froze. Instead of pouring water or something on me, she froze. Anyway, it burned until it dried off. We had a nurse next door, and I guess she heard what happened and she came over, and she mixed baking soda with water in a paste and applied it all over my face. It was a good thing in the sense that the doctor said it was a good thing when I finally went to the hospital. But anyway, I was just freezing, and it was in the middle of summer, and I was just freezing even with a blanket on me. I went into shock. Anyway, they called my mom. She was at work. She came home, and they took me to the hospital. Her and a friend took me to the hospital, and it was only then I got a needle, and that was what took the pain away. It was as if a magnet is just pulling my face off. It was so uncomfortable, and I got that needle, and that really helped the pain. However, this was the Saturday, and the Sunday, my face was like 3 times the size, and I had a tiny little face. It was like huge, with all the water blisters and stuff on my face. This was the Sunday. And the Monday, they took me in and removed in some room and removed the skin off my face, like the blisters. They tore all the skin off. And my face was like raw, as if, raw. There's no skin on. Anyway, my lips were like burned shut. I only had a little hole that we used a straw to make a little hole so I could have liquids. I couldn't have solids. and I had liquids. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, and I was at home for quite a while. I could not go out in the sun because my skin was so sensitive to the sun. After a while, it healed, and I was able to go back to school. That was so, I went back to school. I wasn't able to wear any makeup then because, it was, I couldn't put makeup on. And I was bullied and teased. Imagine, these kids knew me before I got the burn, and they made my life a living hell. I didn't want to go to school. I just wanted to stay home. Anyway, my parents decided, they found a plastic surgeon, and they decided to, take me to him, and I had some surgery done. But we weren't very happy with the surgery because the palest scar in my face, he made it worse. My forehead had the palest scar, and he cut a line across my forehead, pulled the scar out, which was the palest scar, and made a line over my forehead. The one good thing he did was he removed the keloid skin, the chemical that burnt me, like the chemical soaked right into my skin. And I have keloid skin, so my skin grew. So on my chin, the skin grew, and he removed that skin. That was a good thing. But the other stuff we weren't very happy with. Anyway, I started wearing makeup called cover marks to cover the scars. And I was allowed to wear makeup to school because of my situation. And the kids, that even made it worse. They couldn't wear makeup to school, and I could, so they bullied me even more. But an 11-year-old kid who really wants to wear makeup to school. I didn't want to wear makeup to school, but I had no choice if I wanted to be normal. Anyway, so every day I would go home crying because the kids just made my life a living hell. So my parents decided to take me to another country, relocate me, and we had some surgery done. So I had a dermabrasion done, where they sand my skin off, like when you have furniture and you want to change the color of the furniture and you use sandpaper type of thing to sand it off. That was similar to what happened to me. Like I had the dermabrasion done where he sanded the skin off completely. It was as if I just got the burn. My skin was completely removed, like from dermabrasion. It was like really sore and like raw for a while until it started to come back. And what happened, the skin got smoother and a lot better. And over the years, the scar faded over the years. It faded. I still have scar, and I still use makeup to cover the scar. I'm really lucky too, in the sense that I don't have like issues with my skin, especially with me wearing makeup all the time, constantly. Because as soon as I'm up and dressed, my makeup is on. The makeup that I use, it gives me good coverage, and it's I have no issue with it. Like, it's a really good makeup. Prove that once before, like, this makeup, it's worth its weight in gold. But I must say, sometimes it's so hard to find the shade, my shade. I remember, like, each time I find a shade that works for me, the company discontinued the shade. And that is so frustrating to me. I've had to go across the border, like, to the US to get the shade that I need, because sometimes it's so hard to find the shade. Like, if they discontinue the shade, that's the only problem I have with the makeup. Sometimes finding the shade. I remember I went to Universal Studio in Disney World, and I'm really truly scared of rides. And my kids tricked me into going on this ride. So I went on this ride, and they took me to the part where they showed me, oh, Mom, you know, the ride just goes around in a circle like this. And they took me to the part where they showed me, the gentle part of the ride, let's say. Anyway, I went on this ride. And when the ride started, it started going around in the circle where they showed me. And then it started to go up like this. And it started to climb. And the dinosaur mouth opened so wide, and the ride is going up in the dinosaur, and then it went down like this. Anyway, when it went down, the water splashed all over. I was soaked from head to toes. And the biggest thing for me was, oh my gosh, my makeup is all gone. The water took off my makeup. That's what I'm thinking. Oh my gosh. And that is one of the scariest things for me. My makeup is not on and I'm out in public because of what I experienced when I was a kid, Anyway, I don't show people my face without makeup. Even family members, people in my family, has never seen me without makeup. Anyhow, when I got off the ride and I was drenched, the water from head to toes, to my surprise, the water just rolled off my skin as if the makeup was intact, and it's as if nothing happened. I then knew this makeup is worth its weight in gold. Even though I didn't mind paying what I paid for this makeup, because it just stayed. And what I love about this makeup too, it doesn't transfer to your clothing. You know how sometimes you go out and you hug, or someone hugs you, and some makeup, you see it all over the person? This makeup, no, it stays. And yeah, I'm truly happy with this makeup. And like I said, the only issue is sometimes the shade, finding the shade. But I'd like to talk some more about this, and I will in my next video. So please give me a thumbs up, and remember, rise. Thank you.